Hello beautiful divine seekers, and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in today and spending time with me. I've got my Palo Santo going right here to tune in the session. This is for you, for cleansing and for good energy. I hope you use the Palo Santo. It really works, because today we're going to talk about starseeds. How many starseeds are incarnated on this planet Earth today? What is a starseed? And I'm also going to convey to you a message that my higher guides, which are, by the way, all starseed spirit guides and higher guides, all of them, a message they conveyed to me recently, and I really feel compelled to share this with you. For those who are new, I'm Natasha, Cosmic Empress. If you haven't subscribed yet, give it a try and see if you like the content on this channel. Okay, so let's jump into it right away. In a recent video, I talked about starseeds, earth seeds, animals, and animal reincarnation. The video was titled, Are Animals Able to Reincarnate as Humans? I'm going to link it up there. Check that out. That's kind of part one. A lot of what I say there has to do with this theme today. So, question number one. What is a starseed? We hear about this all the time, and it's actually really, really simple. You are a starseed if your first incarnational cycle into a physical body was not on Earth. Okay, it's that simple. We are incarnated here right now, and it's not only once that we come and live a life. It is usually many times that we choose to incarnate in a cycle of incarnations in one place. So all of us who are here, this is not our first incarnation. This is not our first life on Earth. I do a lot of this type of work. I work one-on-one, and I haven't found a single person or a single soul who's only incarnated once on planet Earth. The average amount of reincarnation times is between 1 and 200. Okay, so you've most likely incarnated anywhere between 100 and 200 times on planet Earth. So you are a starseed if your first incarnational cycle as a soul, your first time coming into a body, was not on planet Earth. So many, many souls living on this planet today are not Earth seeds, so they have not incarnated first here. I talked about it in the last video of the densities of the planets. The first density, when a planet is just forming, there is nothing really going on except for gas and rock formation and the solidifying of the planet. When the planet moves into the second density of its existence, then we start to see second density life forms, which are animals and plants. And the third density is what we're living in right now. The 3D, third density, is when we attain consciousness as human beings that are aware and that want to grow and that strive towards the light. So a lot of souls on this planet went through this cycle of reincarnating many times in lower densities, and then at some point reaching such awareness that the consciousness changed into 3D, into human consciousness. So a lot of us on this planet are earth seeds that went through this incarnational cycle and didn't incarnate on another planet before. But many, many of us are, in fact, starseeds. That is, Pleiadian starseeds, Syrian starseeds, Procyon starseeds. There are many different places in the galaxy that souls can incarnate and do their cycles of life. And after that, we are able to make a choice and incarnate somewhere else. So that's how it works. And if you're here watching this on a channel, a YouTube channel called Cosmic Empress, you are very most likely a starseed. Okay, most of you will be starseeds. And I want to tell you what I found out in the Akashic records. So I work with the Akashic records, with the pendulum and with visions. And this is a vibrational library where it's possible to get very concise information. And I tuned into the Akashic record of Mother Gaia. In my frame of reference, planets are conscious beings. So By tuning into the Earth's Akashic Record, the Earth's Soul Record, it's possible to get accurate information of all this stuff, right? So what I found, I'll just recapitulate from last time. There are 45% of the souls living today in a human body, like us human bodies, 45% are Earthlings who went through that whole incarnational cycle from first, second to third density, who basically are, their soul group of origin is Earthlings. Then 2% of the souls living on this planet actually jumped in consciousness from animal consciousness to the next incarnation into human consciousness. And you might say, that's crazy, that's not possible. I know all these concepts sound a little bit crazy, but bear with me, hear me out. If you're thinking this animal thing is crazy or you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the video. I'll link it again up there. Then that is only 47%. So the question is, what's the rest? The rest of the percentage. Who are they? And I'll tell you right away. I found out, I went into the Akashic Record of Mother Gaia, and I found out that 34% of human beings walking on this earth today are indeed starseeds. That's a lot. And if any of you are familiar with the teachings of the Law of One, the channelings of Ra, I'll link that down below. That was a series of channelings that for me is like the best channelings I've heard so far, except for the very modern ones that are coming out now. And the numbers were a little bit different. Like the same principle was taught there, but the percentages were different. So today we have 34% starseeds, and that's amazing. Can you imagine? That is truly amazing. So that you are one of them is very, very likely. Now there's a couple of percentages missing, so I want to explain. I'm talking about the starseeds that are incarnated here in their cycles from outside this solar system, okay? Within the galaxy or from other galaxies or from parallel dimensions. Okay, souls who have decided to come here. And the beautiful thing about starseeds is that at the moment we are moving from third density to the fourth density. Or if you want to think of dimensions, usually people talk on the internet about dimensions. It's the same thing. We're living in the third, fourth dimension, and we're moving into the fifth dimension, 5D. Right? That's the same thing as the fourth density. So don't get that confused. It's just terminology. Basically, we are ascending our consciousness to the next level, right? In the evolution of consciousness. And that is what everyone is talking about. That is what the ascension process is that we are all talking about. That is the raising of the vibration that we are doing because we want to ascend our planet, and us as souls in our next incarnational cycles, we want to ascend into that next higher density so life can be better, because I think it'll be a lot easier. 3D is not easy. 3D is not easy. So the starseeds that are incarnating today are often, and that's probably you, and it's me, I know it's me. That's us coming here from higher densities, choosing to incarnate here to actually help raise the vibration of the planet, to actually help Mother Gaia ascend, because things aren't really going how they are supposed to go. You know, there's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of stuff going on the planet right now, which is not really helping the ascension process. So that's why so many souls from other more higher densities, higher vibrations, more ascended ways of living, you can see it that way as well, have come here to help raise the vibration. Okay, so there are many different places that starseeds come from, very popular ones, and I'm going to do that as a next step to see where these starseeds come from when I go into the Akashic Records next. But I think many starseeds come from Sirius, from the Pleiades, from Andromeda. There's a few here from Andromeda, Procyon. There's a whole list. So I will talk about that in a video very, very soon, and I'll let you know exactly the percentages. Now, there's a few percentages missing. Okay, and the interesting thing is, And this, some of you may know this, for some of you it may be another crazy concept like, Natasha, what are you talking about? Are you going? And I know how this sounds. The rest of the percentages of the souls on Earth are the following. We have 10% from Maldek. Okay, Maldek is a planet that was in the solar system that had a highly developed civilization, very technically oriented, and they basically blew up their planet with their technology. The whole planet exploded, like in Star Wars, zoom, right? Yeah, so that actually happened. And all these souls, suddenly in one instant, all these humans' lives were wiped out. And what happened with the souls from Maldek was, this is how the law of one talks about it. This is where I got this information, from the law of one. So a lot of the frame of reference I got from the book of the law of one and other studies, and then I always confirm it for accuracy for myself. So I'm not just taking whatever I read and randomly, talk about it on my channel. I always check for accuracy, and I study this like profoundly before I talk about it. So when the planet Maldek exploded, all the souls kind of came into a knot of anxiety and fear, and they were stuck. Can you imagine, like, your planet being destroyed in 1 second? All the beings there are destroyed, and the souls are left like in extreme trauma. So that's what happened. So they were in a place of trauma, stuck for a long time. But then there was help, spiritual help from the outside, from beings of light, from teams of light that worked on these souls for a long time. And finally they were able to release, and they started incarnating on Earth, because Earth was very close. It's in the same solar system, and Earth was a 3-dimensional inhabitable planet. So 10% of the population of the souls incarnated today are from Maldek. There's 8% left. So bear with me a little more. What is the rest of the 8%? And these are actually souls from Mars. Yeah, from Mars. That sounds even more crazy. But Mars is a civilization that also was destroyed when Maldek exploded. So when Maldek exploded, it actually stripped bare the surface of Mars and made life in 3D impossible. So a lot of souls that were in their incarnational cycle on Mars, 3D as well, had nowhere to continue their incarnational cycles. And it's interesting. You can't just say, oh, I'll start to incarnate and I'll stop. When you start incarnating in the 3rd dimension and you start creating karma and lessons and growth, you have to finish it before you can move on. That's the reason why we want to clear our karma and get rid of our negative karma so we can move on, okay? And that's a lot of the work that I do as well, is looking at karma and helping you clear it. So what happens when a planet is destroyed and a soul is in the middle of its learning process? Well, then you have to look for another place to incarnate. So a lot of the Maldekian souls started incarnating on Earth as well. Okay, so a lot of the Mars souls started incarnating here as well. So Mars and Maldek together make 18% of the population of Earth. So there you have it. That's how the population is put together. Now there's another number which I need to tell you about. And I have made videos about this. I'm going to make another very clear and concise video about this. This talks about negative and positive souls, okay? Souls of a positive orientation and a negative orientation. Now, I'm not going to say evil or good, because every soul in its journey has free will and choice to choose to be positive or negative. It's the different little choices we make that in the end, bring us towards the shadow and the light side, the 2 polarities. We live in a world of polarities, and 3D, even higher dimensions as well. There's always a polarity. It's just a matter of choice, what you choose. So presently we have 90% positively oriented souls on our planet, incarnated. 90%, that's pretty brilliant, you think, yes. But we do have 10% negatively oriented souls living on this planet. And in the law of one, they talk about service to others, positive, service to self, negative. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but you know that one very, very negatively oriented person can wreak a lot of havoc. A lot of havoc, just one person in a room of 100. And if a lot of negatively oriented souls are in places of power, it can really cause a lot of destruction. And it's very important to understand that. And a lot of starseeds who are incarnating here are positively oriented. Let me see if I got that number. I did. So of the starseeds, you and me, most likely, we are 95% positively oriented. Okay, so the amount of people, 95% of all the starseeds on the planet are positively oriented. 5% are negatively oriented. Okay, so there you have it. So from that I deduct, and I got this as a confirmation from the recent encounter, which I will tell you about in a moment, that a lot of us have incarnated here and chosen these incarnational cycles to really raise the vibration of the planet. And that's a beautiful thing. That is absolutely beautiful. So if you feel that you are a starseed, and I will make another video how you can know if you're a starseed, and if you're really, really into this and interested, that's the work that I do. I look into your Akashic record, and I can see exactly where you have lived, your incarnational cycles, what other places you've lived. Everything is, you can pretty much get the information about everything pertaining to a specific soul in the Akashic records. Okay, so if you feel that you're a starseed, feel proud, because if you found your way to this channel, and if this all resonates, you are most likely incarnating for the purpose of contributing to the raising of the vibration of this planet, which is a beautiful and important mission. So now I want to tell you the message that I got from my higher guides. Recently, I have been working more and more with my spirit guides. I'm learning this too. I'm constantly learning and expanding my own consciousness. And I've recently found my exact team of spirit guides, who they are with name, and they're all Starseed spirit guides. I have discovered that I have 4 Akashic record guides who help me with my psychic, my spiritual work when I'm working with clients and working with information like this. And recently I went to a place where I met with a council of guides. 12 people we were all together. Exactly what that is, food for another video, but I want to let you know the message. So I was doing a series of meditations, deep meditations, to communicate with my higher guides, my team, my heavenly team of light. And I found myself at this table, and we were 12. And this was the first time I had been called to this council of guides. And the one thing that overwhelmed me so much was the incredible honor and love that came through, because I was trying to figure out, why am I here? What's going on? And I know that the message that everybody was telling me, it was like individual messages, telepathically, feelings and words, like everything kind of mixed, like all this information came, that indeed I am here to help raise the vibration of the planet. That is my purpose. I signed up to do this. I'm part of that team of light workers incarnated here to raise the vibration of the planet, to help expand consciousness, and to help increase the positive percentage of us on this planet. So, and this gave me immense confirmation of what I'm doing here. And I was saying, yeah, but I'm just, this little person, I don't know much. I'm limited. I have great forgetting of where I came from. And I was kind of not feeling so good. And the immediate response from everybody was, you are honored so much for incarnating in a place where you agree to forgetting, where you agree to danger, where you agree to chaos, to having to deal with karma. You are putting yourself in a situation by choice to help raise the vibration of the planet. So I want you to know that this message is for you as well. If you ever feel inadequate, never do that. If you feel that you don't know, you're not spiritual enough, you're not wise enough, you are an incredible, high vibrational soul who has made the choice to incarnate in 3D, where we forget, where we have, our human DNA and drives and stupidities and our karma, and we make mistakes because we don't know and because we don't remember, right? But you made that conscious choice to learn and to help raise the vibration of the planet, and that's a huge sacrifice. That's a huge sacrifice. And that's what they told me. And they told me, listen, you are so honorable and you are worth so much, and what you're doing is so much greater than what all we are doing, because we're just here hanging out in spirit, having a good time, being able to know everything. It's so easy, but you are doing the dirty work. You're doing the hard work. You put yourself into that situation, and you have to somehow in your life try to expand your mind and figure out everything for yourself without direct knowledge. You have to figure it out, and you're doing a great job. It's amazing that you're doing what you're doing. That's what they told me, and that's what you have to know as well, right? You who are watching, you chose to come down here onto this earth with negative souls, with war, with problems, with abuse, with negative karma. You did this because you wanted to grow as a soul, and because you want to help the planet ascend. And that's huge. That is precious. That is amazing. And that is worth so much. And if you knew, and this was just my team of guides, you have your own team of spirit guides and higher guides and angels, and you have so much support. If you could see, like I'm kind of seeing the collective, wow, it's overwhelming. If I look at all of you who are watching this video and I see your teams of light, it's like thousands and thousands of beautiful, huge teams of light that I see as a collective. So you, if you're watching this, you have a beautiful team of light who honors you, who supports you, who's there for you. You just gotta make the effort and do your spiritual work. And then you will be able to contact them, feel them, listen to them, get messages from them. I didn't grow up psychic. I never knew any of this when I was growing up. I'm not one of those people who grew up psychic and everything automatically happened and I heard voices. No, I had to work for this. I was always very claircognizant, like I knew things, but I never heard voices or saw angels or any of that. Through meditation and through spiritual awakening, I got to this place. That means that you can too. If I did it, you can do it too. Because you are a beautiful divine soul with a team of light. And you are so much more than you can see and imagine that you are. And that's the message that I wanted to give to you today. And some data to back up. Data that I got, yeah, okay. But from my work in the Akashic Records. So if you're feeling down, or you're feeling that you're kind of a little bit worthless, or that what you're doing is not working and it's very, very hard, just know that you are doing an incredible service to Mother Gaia, to the rest of humanity, to the rest of the galaxy and the universe, because everything is one. We are all connected. And if planet Earth, stays stagnant or is very negative, everything else and everyone else in the galaxy is affected as well. So remember that you are a beautiful, divine being who chose to do the hard work. It's kind of like, the warrior who goes out with his armor and fights the battle. Okay, that's who we are, spiritual warriors. That's the one who goes blindfolded into the jungle on a quest to save the rest who are there. That's us. That's us. So remember that, okay? Okay, so I hope that's made sense to you. Let me know what you think about all this. Let me know if you think that you are Starseed, or maybe from Mars or Maldek, or maybe incarnated going up from an animal, or if you're an Earthseed. It would really interest me. And if you know of anyone who's feeling down, who kind of doubts their own spiritual connection, send them this video, and that might help them and uplift them a little bit. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe or leave a comment and keep going with me on this beautiful spiritual journey on this channel. Thank you so much. Love you all, Cosmic Empress.